cardiovascular disease is a huge burden. It's the #1 cause of death in the United States. It's also the most expensive area of healthcare. People have been working to lower cholesterol for years, but we know that lowering cholesterol, whether it be through statins or PCSK9s, lowers cardiovascular risk by about 25 to 35%. Now, 25 to 35% is terrific, but that still, of course, leaves 60 to 75% residual risk, where our drug is focused is addressing that 65 to 75% residual risk. So to be able to show 25% risk reduction on top of that cholesterol management is both new and we believe very important in terms of an opportunity for improved health care.
So I'm sure there are a lot of people looking at this interview very intently thinking, I want to reduce my risk. We should really think about it not just in terms of that 25% reduction, but the 25% on top of whatever reduction from statins or PCSK9 inhibitors.
That's correct. We're certainly not trying to replace statins or PCSK9s.
But you can have a much greater rate of prevention.
Exactly. This is addressing a whole different range of risks.
One of the interesting things about PCSK9s that you just brought up, this other class of cholesterol drugs from Regeneron and Amgen, is they cost $14,000 a year. And there have been some discounts given on them, but your drug is priced at $2,400 a year. Do you plan to increase the price because of these new results?
So those drugs you referred to are terrific drugs. What they're trying to do is address the cholesterol where statins aren't sufficient by which is a bit of a narrower, important but narrower market. We think we're much more analogous to statins, where we're coming in and we're the first in a very new market, and we're trying to have our drug be used by millions of patients, which means it should be affordable. So our drug is today priced at a level that's comparable to where statins were priced before they went generic.
Now, this is a drug that's already approved by the FDA, right? It was approved by...
It's approved today for use in patients with very high triglycerides, which is the risk of pancreatitis. So this move into cardiovascular is new for us and important, obviously.
And Meg mentioned that your sales last year were a modest $180 million. Are you prepared to ramp up production? Do you have the according to your latest statements, I mean, 2018 estimated cash is $116 million. What can you tell us about ramping up production?
So we've got an excellent group of people who have been working on this. Our strategy from the beginning has been that doctors want to see outcomes data. They want to not just see that you lower biomarkers, but they want to see that you lower heart attacks and deaths and strokes. And we now have that. We started in the marketplace with a important niche market of risks of pancreatitis, but always knew that the end goal was to have outcomes data. And now with that, we are building up our supply. We've got 5 years of successful commercial production, so we've shown that we can do it. We've got good relationships with physicians. We already have broad managed care coverage. Most patients can get the drug today for its current indication for about $3 per month with commercial insurance. So I think we have a lot of the pieces in place, and we are, as you say, expanding our sales force significantly here to try to educate physicians on this new opportunity.
Will you have to do a capital raise in order to do that, though, or do you have enough cash on hand?
So we ended our last quarter with over $100 million in cash. The clinical trial itself has been very expensive. It's been about $50 to $60 million per year. That cost will be going down now that the trial is over. There's still work to be done, of course, in getting the results published. We're very pleased that we were asked to be a late breaker at the upcoming American Heart Association show, where the data will be presented in more detail. But as those research and development costs go down, they won't go away because there's still we still believe in research and development. But we're going to use a lot of that savings to plow it into education and research and sales and marketing.
Now, we got to go, I know, but really quickly, you said on the conference call today, you're not for sale. How do you avoid getting bought?
So we do work for our shareholders, but there are a lot of companies that are small and don't have infrastructure in place. We already have managed care coverage. We already have proven supply. We already have strong relationships. We need expanded sales and marketing. We're going to focus on that which we can control, which is growing ourselves, and we'll let everything else play itself out.